Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly live webinar. I'm super excited to have Pekin on today. Got a couple representatives from Pekin as well, so very excited to hear what they have to say about all the products that they have to offer. Of course, if you've talked to me over the past couple of days, we've talked about term, we've talked about some different products, and this is one of the products I've brought up, the Transitional Life. Although they have more, I think the Transitional Life is definitely something you guys are going to be excited about to get a refresher and a little bit more in detailed dive to it. So I'll let everyone take it away, and I'll hand it over to you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Brent. Good afternoon. Or good morning, rather. I'm in North Carolina. I feel like it's afternoon. My name's Therese Raymond, and I'm the Assistant Vice President of Life Brokerage. I'm very excited to lead today's webinar, and I want to thank Jeremy and John and Brent and the entire Eldercare team for inviting us today to come back and give you a refresher on all things Pekin Life. There's been a lot of enhancements that have been made over the last 6 to 8 months, and today we are going to show where our products compete and win. And I'd invite you to use the chat with any questions that you may have along the way. And our goal today over the next 30 minutes is to make your time valuable. You're taking the time to be on this meeting, and we want you to have a few sales ideas you can leave with today to implement. And lastly, I'll just say that, we're all in the business to help people, and it's a big deal, and selling life insurance is a very noble profession. I'm very proud to say I've been in life insurance for 31 years. And I think everyone should have access to coverage, regardless of income, regardless of age, regardless of occupation, and it doesn't have to be expensive. So I think you will agree that any coverage is better than no coverage, and any amount is better than no amount. So with that, I have the privilege of introducing our powerhouse team today. We are at your service, from case assistance to illustrations, to application, to submission, from pending to paid. All of us have been in the industry for over, a few decades. And what we really enjoy doing is helping other agents grow and develop in their own practice and write more business. And if we can give you an idea or two along the way, then that's a reward enough for us. So joining me today is Eric Garland, your internal wholesaler, and Amy Darling, Vice President of Life Brokerage and Claims, as well as Tara Calloway, who is our dedicated underwriter for Life Brokerage. So I'm going to pass the mic to Amy to introduce herself and kick us off.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I see a couple familiar names on here. I'm excited to get the opportunity to speak to you a little bit about Pekin. For those who have forgotten about us or haven't been introduced to us in the past with our relationship with Eldercare, we are a very long-standing, long history of insurance. We've been in the market for 100 years. Our property casualty company was formed in 1921, and then in 1965 is when we expanded into the life insurance market. So when you are placing your business with Pekin, you are placing it with a trusted company. We are A- rated with AM Best. We're very financially stable. We ended last year with 128.9 million in surplus. So you've got the longevity of a company that's going to be there when the need comes for these policies. I'm going to go ahead and pass that back over to Therese now, because I don't want to take too much of the time, but I do appreciate you joining us today, and I'm very excited for them to get to share with you all the great things happening at Pekin Life.
Awesome. Thanks, Amy. Here's our agenda. I'll share our competitive and innovative product portfolio, including the one-of-a-kind, unique product, Transitional Life, that hopefully you've heard a lot about, because the momentum has been so strong with this product over the past several months. And then we're going to dive into 3 case studies to show where and when and how we compete, and how to position our life products with clients. And we'll review our underwriting programs and our sweet spots with underwriting. And finally, we'll wrap up with showing you why it's easy to do business with us. And then I'll share with you our 2025 incentive trip that just kicked off on April 1st. So let's just get rolling. We offer a bookshelf of life insurance products and riders. We have term, simplified issue whole life, transitional life, and we also have an accelerated death benefit rider, accidental death, children's term rider, waiver of premium, But today I'm going to spend the majority of our time talking about the long-term care rider as well as the Transitional Life unique product. So we offer a game-changing product that gives you an advantage in the marketplace. And frankly, this will set you apart from the competition because this is not available to everyone. This is an exclusive product by relationship only. Eldercare has a very strong relationship with Pekin, and as a broker with Eldercare, you have access to this product. It is not complex. It's very easy to illustrate, and it allows you to paint a picture of flexibility and protection and show various options as to price and coverage depending on the client's budget. So what is it? It's a term policy with a whole life rider, and it's completely customizable for your client's budget and unique needs. So here's how it works. You choose a total face amount, you choose the term length, you choose the paid up face amount, and then you choose a rider. Our illustration software that you have access to makes it easy to pivot and make a change if a client wants to see other options on face amount, duration of coverage, or if they want to look at different riders. So your ability to quickly show pricing, coverage in a clear and understandable manner is really important whether you're doing something virtually or whether you're sitting at a kitchen table with a client. And our software does just that. So when you look at Transitional Life, you'll see all the different durations that we offer on the left side, 10, 15, 20, 30 pay, and a pay to age 65. And then on the right, you'll see our rate classes. But what I'd like you to remember is that Pekin's preferred rate is the industry standard. So that alone gives you that edge. So that's the first takeaway. Remember, Pekin's preferred is the industry standard, which again gives you that edge. So with Pekin's long-term care rider, it's not a use it or lose it. It's a win-win. So for typically a very small increase in premium, the rider can protect or can provide peace of mind, and the client is able to accelerate the permanent funds of the policy to use that cash for qualified long-term care expenses. So all, some, or none of the life insurance benefit can be used. 5% per month of the permanent insurance portion of the policy can be utilized for long-term care expenses. So as an example, a long-term care rider on $200,000 of permanent insurance gives the policyholder up to $10,000 a month, which is the 5%, should he or she need access to cash for a long-term care need. Now, qualified long-term care expenses include nursing home, custodial care, assisted living, hospice care, home health care, and adult daycare at 50% of the max monthly benefit. A total of up to $500,000 of a whole life benefit can be used for long-term care, and the funds for the long-term care are provided by reimbursement for incurred expenses. So they get the receipts, they send them into Pekin, and payment is, and acceleration to the death benefit is allowable after a 60-day waiting period. So to sell the long-term care rider, you would need to be long-term care certified, and there's different certifications based on what state you're in. And there's full details on this product on our landing page, on our Pekin website, and also a full product guide. So I'll share with you 2 case designs to give you an idea of how it works. So let's take a look at Stacy. She's 40 years old. She lives in North Carolina. She's a single mom, age 40, looking for protection during her working years. And she wants dollars accessible for her family to be able to pay for her expenses at her death. And she's also looking for a low monthly premium where she can lock it in and not think about it. So her agent showed her a $200,000 face amount coverage with a paid up at end of term benefit of $50,000, paying premiums for 20 years to age, she's 40, to age 60, and that's going to cost $99.14 a month. Now, her agent also shared with her the value of adding the long-term care rider for an additional $4.22 extra. Now, that's built into that premium of $99.14. So this gives her access to 5% of that 50,000, which is the paid up amount. So that's $2,500 a month of long-term care dollars that are accessible if and when Stacy needs it. So at age 60 years old, if you look at this line here, Stacy has paid premiums totaling around 22,000 over the past 20 years. And you can see the cash value is 19,000, so pretty close to what she's put into the policy. So she has choices. Maybe at age 60, she doesn't need this anymore for whatever reason. She could cash out the policy and take $19,424 and be done with it. Or guess what? She's not paying any more premiums. Her premiums stopped. So she's got locked in that $50,000 death benefit with the 5% access to the death benefit for long-term care needs. So this is a fully guaranteed contract, and it's very advantageous because of the fact you can say fully guaranteed. That means it's contractual in the contract that we can't change any of these numbers. And to be able to say that to a client can give a client a lot of comfort, security, safety, when they know that nothing changes. And stay with me a little bit. I'll give you an example of just how other products compare to this. So for Stacy, the bucket of money keeps growing, even though she hasn't put any more premiums into it after she reached age 60. And you will see that the cash value gets higher and higher. Plus, the death benefit of $50,000 is still in place. So triple win. Guaranteed death benefit, guaranteed cash value, access to long-term care dollars if she needs it. And by age 66, she has all her dollars back and then some that she put into the policy. Should she decide to pivot and do something different and surrender the policy, she can take her cash and run. So again, options, solutions, depending on how life and the course of life happens. And she has a product that can be changed if she needs to change it, or she has it locked in, no more premiums paid, and a $50,000 fully guaranteed death benefit. So our second case study is a unique one. 40-year-old male, Tom, just bought a vacation home, and he's concerned about carrying the debt of the mortgage into retirement and also reducing his expenses when he retires. So it's very important to him that his kids keep this vacation home in the family if he passes before it's paid off. So with Transitional Life, all of those concerns can be protected and fully guaranteed. So here's how. So he selects a policy that provides $250,000 in total face amount, premiums payable to age 65, with a $200,000 fully guaranteed death benefit. And Tom saw the advantage of adding the long-term care rider for $15.66 a month. Again, that's included in the $313.24. So this gives him access to 5% of the $200,000 death benefit, so $10,000 a month. And at age 65, when Tom retires, his premiums stop. And he has paid $93,972 into the policy. So basically that's his annual premium times 25 years. So look over here at this cash value. So he's got almost $4,000 more in cash value than he put into the policy. So his goal of reducing expenses at retirement is covered. He has no more premium payments. He also has a fully guaranteed paid up contract of a $200,000 death benefit. So that covers his mortgage debt should he pass. So both of his needs have been met. Additionally, as I mentioned, more than all of his premium dollars are back in the cash value. So it's a triple win, guaranteed death benefit, guaranteed cash value, and access to long-term care. And one of the things that is really unique about this product is that although he's not paying any more premiums, that cash value continues to grow. And all of this is contractually guaranteed in the contract. So again, life changes, things happen. And if Tom decides, you know what, I've made a lot of money somewhere else, I've got dollars that I can use to pay off this vacation home, I don't need this policy anymore, for whatever reason, he could cash it out and take more money out than he put in and surrender the policy, or he can keep it rocking and rolling. Hey, I've got a big death benefit. I have access to long-term care dollars if I need it. So I'm going to keep it as is and just watch it perform. So there's a lot of products out there to consider. And I'm sure you've been on a lot of sales calls and webinars showing many of these products, and all of them are great products and they all have a fit. But not every product fits every client. And so this chart gives a snapshot of just how Transitional Life compares to a lot of other life insurance products. And the lowest cost is term with the $1 sign. So take a look at the fourth or fifth or the third column, which is participating whole life, which is the most expensive. So what you see with participating whole life is an illustration. And that illustration and how it performs in 20 years can look very different down the road. So again, I can't reiterate this enough. With Pekin's Transitional Life product, it is contractual. We cannot give you less than the cash value you see, and that is the power of a fully guaranteed contract. And you can find this piece and many other competitive pieces on our website, and numerous tools and resources that can help you with clients, can help you grow your practice. So take a look at our website to glean into some of these tools that I think could help you at point of sale. Next, I'd like to share a way to optimize the long-term care rider as an enhancement when a client has an existing long-term care standalone policy in place. Our #1 agent has been reaching out to all of his clients that he sold standalone long-term care with about 15, 16 years ago. And he's exploring opportunities to enhance the client's protection with Pekin's whole life product and the long-term care rider. He's positioning it as a long-term care safety net. So if they need additional access to cash outside the standalone policy they already bought and have, then they have it. And if they don't need additional access to cash, then it's a death benefit that goes to the beneficiary. So recently, 2 policies for a husband and wife were successfully submitted and paid for, Steve and Martha. So I'm going to share with you the effectiveness of this approach and show you the plan design. So Steve is age 75. He was a preferred rating. Now remember, like I said at the beginning, Pekin's preferred is industry standard. So he selects lifetime pay and a $50,000 death benefit, and he's paying $359.40 a month. Steve chose lifetime pay to ensure he won't outlive his ability to have access to long-term care dollars if he needs it. So the last thing we can't predict how long Steve will live. Will he live to be 85, 95, 105? You don't know. But if you're positioning this as a long-term care safety net, you want to make sure that the policy is in place for his lifetime. So if he needs access, he has 5% of the $50,000 death benefit available, $2,500 a month, for qualified long-term care expenses. And again, this is $34 a month extra, which is included in the monthly premium here. And again, if he needs it, it's there. If not, it passes on to his beneficiaries. Now, one of the other things I'd like to point out, is that Pekin issues up to age 85. So if you're working in the senior marketplace, which I know many of you are, this product design can be very advantageous to your clients. Years ago, we were all selling $3,000 a month benefit, 90-day elimination period, and a 5 or 6 year duration when selling standalone long-term care insurance. Fast forward 15, 20 years later, it's very, very hard to find nursing home care at the quality a person might want it at for $3,000 a month, no matter where you are in the country. It's very hard. So it might be good to ask a client, do you have standalone long-term care insurance? And regardless of their answer, first congratulate them on purchasing it because it's a huge asset. And then discuss ways that you might complement that with a strategic strategy on a safety net in case they need access to more funds. So here's Steve's wife, and she's also 10 years younger, so she's 65. And we did a little bit more coverage on her. So we have a face amount of $100,000, and she's paying $276 a month. Long-term care rider is intact. That's part of that monthly premium. And like Steve's policy, both the cash value and the reduced paid up values continue to grow over the lifetime of the policy. So as I mentioned, life changes, right? Having flexibility and choices is advantageous. And a lot of folks like to know that they're not locked into one particular thing. So here's an example of how this really sings. So Mary's now 77. She's paying that $276 a month, and she has a $100,000 death benefit. The cash value is $30,443. And she can keep paying her premiums for her lifetime and maintain that $100,000 death benefit. She could surrender the policy and take the cash of $30,443, or she can stop paying premiums altogether and elect a fully paid up policy of $47,900. And oh, by the way, guess what? That long-term care rider gives her 5% of that $47,900 if she needs access to long-term care cash for long-term care needs. So like her husband, she has a standalone long-term care policy in force, and this strategy is the safety net, allowing for access to long-term care dollars and complements an existing policy that is in force. So let's talk underwriting. Let's take a look at our sweet spots. Our non-medical expedited issue is for clients of all ages up to $250,000 of face amount, death benefit. No labs, no exams. Up to age 40, we offer $500,000 expedited issue, no labs, no exam. This program is available on our term, our preferred whole life, and the transitional life. We're having a lot of success with our non-medical expedited issues, so I encourage you to lean in and take a look at this. Pekin Simplified Issue Whole Life is designed for that client who may have had a minor health setback or is slightly overweight and prefers to bypass a medical exam, or someone that just wants a small policy to take care of expenses once they pass. So approval is based on 3 health questions, no medical exam, and the policy provides guaranteed protection for life at guaranteed standard rates. We want to help you as the broker agent save time. To that extent, you have direct access to our underwriting team who can answer a question about, I got a guy, I got a girl. Here's the situation, here's the medical history, here's the medication they may be taking. Would Pekin look at this? We ask that you have your data together when you reach out to our underwriter to save them time as well. But we feel like this is an advantage for us in the marketplace because many times agents, brokers, agencies, firms in the brokerage space, there's firewalls between the agent and the underwriter, and we wanted to eliminate that. So our underwriting team does a fantastic job of returning phone calls if you call them, returning emails if you email them, and our initial app review is within 1 to 7 business days. We actually had a case yesterday, and I'm going to put some sunshine on Tara, our underwriter, who is on this call today. We had a case come in yesterday for $8,500 in premium that was submitted yesterday and it paid yesterday. That's unheard of. So you want to make the process easy. You want to tighten up the time between you taking an application and delivering an application. I invite you to really get to know Pekin, because our service and support standards when it comes to underwriting have definitely been enhanced. So Tara, thank you for that. That was a nice win yesterday and a very excited premium. I want to give Eric a moment to introduce himself. He's a huge asset to Pekin and does a fantastic job helping our contracted agents from case design to submitted to paid. And he's your internal partner. So I'm going to pass the mic to Eric to just take a minute to tell you about how he can help you get re-engaged and off to a smooth start.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me. As Tree said, I'm Eric Garland. I'm your internal wholesaler. And what on earth is an internal wholesaler? I'm your support person. I'm your first line of defense, or I block and tackle for you. I usually, if you're new to Pekin, I'll reach out to you and ask that we can do a 30-minute orientation so that I can go through all the products with you, show you how to quote them, show you our underwriting hot spots, show you how to do an EAP, all that sort of great stuff. If you've been with Pekin for a bit, but maybe haven't used us, we can do a reorientation. I'd love to do that, but reach out, let me help, and let me help guide you through. I'd like to track your business from submission until it's paid. I like to keep a finger on it for you just so that you can concentrate on what you do best, and I'll keep an eye on everything else for you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Eric. He's dynamite, so take advantage of that. He'll go through the EAP demo, the illustration, and really show you how to win with your client, especially when you're looking at our illustration software, because on one screen, you can show multiple options without having to close it out and to reopen it and go to something else. It's super easy. So get to know Eric. He could be your new BFF. So I have about 2 minutes left, and I want to share with you where we do business. Currently, we write life insurance in 16 states. And although I cannot share a confirmed timeline, we are growing rapidly. And we plan to expand our footprint in the states that you see on this map. There's 8 in green stripes. And the most up-to-date information on our state expansion can always be found on our brokerage landing page. But stay tuned, because as we continue to grow, many of these states are going to get filled in. And lastly, I'd like to talk to you about our incentive trip. We kicked off our very first incentive trip on April 1st with a 6-month qualification. So it started April 1st. It runs to the end of September, and we intentionally made our first trip attainable with very low production amounts. So these are wickedly low. We want to have a big crowd. That's why we did this. And we want to have a lot of fun when we head to Hilton Head in May of 2026. So here's how it works. All business counts for life. Any life product, any life rider, all of it counts. You have 6 months to pay for $30,000 of premium. So on pace would be $5,000 of premium each month. And if you do $40,000 of premium, we also give you a $1,200 travel credit. So this is a trip for 2, 5 days, 4 nights. We hope all of you will qualify and join us. And I think we're one of the only carriers that have a 6-month qualification period in 2025. So I invite you all to take a look at this. It's on our company website, and all the details are on there, but I hope you'll all join us in Hilton Head. So this is the updated Pekin Life Brokerage QR code. I invite you to take a snapshot or possibly, put it on your bookmark in your favorites. This is where you're going to find the competitive positioning, the product guide, the marketing tools, along with a roadmap of how to do business with us. And we have recently enhanced our social media posts that are available for brokers to use. So all of this is at your fingertips from this QR code. So our team looks forward to a renewed relationship with Eldercare and to helping you grow sales in 2025 and beyond. And we're happy to answer any last minute questions. I think we have a minute, or maybe we're over a minute. I can't see the chat, so I'll ask Amy or Eric to see if we have any questions.
No questions so far.
I
Okay,
did drop the link in the chat for reference as well.
Awesome. So Brent, I went over by a minute. Everyone on the call, I apologize for that. I said I would be under that 30 minutes. But thank you so much for having us today. We're really looking forward to working with you all.
Absolutely. Definitely appreciate it. First and foremost, thanks for opening it up, right? And really just giving us a lot of information on that product, because I think that's one of those ones that, as we can tell, has a lot of good features, is going to do a lot for our agents and their clients, right? So thank you guys again for opening yourself up. Definitely appreciate it. Eric, sir, gonna have a lot of people calling you, setting up some time. So definitely appreciate you giving that option. And like I said, again, no questions on this end. So that means great job.
There is one question that just popped in from Antonia.
Let's see here.
They're questioning if the fees can be taken out of commission. Let me circle back on the answer to that. Can I feed that through you, Brent, or Antonia? If you're contracted with Pekin now, I'll have your contact information.
Yeah, that'll be fine either way.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you. And yeah, so if there's anything that we can do on this end, I definitely appreciate it. Thank you, Antonia, again. And you guys have a great day. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.